Many are set to participate in a challenge called Dry January, meaning no alcohol for the entire month. It's a way to start the new year on a more refreshed note. According to those surveyed, young adults ages 21 to 24 years old were the most successful in avoiding alcohol all month long. 35% in this age group finished the challenge. During Dry January, people often replace alcohol with something else. 22% of those surveyed replaced it with soda. 19% used cannabis. Others had mocktails, non-alcoholic beer, or kombucha. And 56% stuck to drinking only water. Here now is Dr. Taylor Wallace, CEO of the Think Healthy Group. Doctor, great to have you on for this. You know, this seems like a great idea, especially coming off the holidays. But let's start here. What does alcohol do to your overall health?
Well, so long story short, we're not sure about moderate alcohol intake. We know that chronic overconsumption, meaning more than 2 drinks per day for men and 1 drink per day for women, can cause a whole host of different chronic diseases, such as certain types of cancer, heart disease, and anything that is oxidative or corrosive to the body. However, moderate alcohol take is a little bit less vague. We don't really have clinical trials that are long-term to really give us reliable information.
So if you do drink regularly and you're attempting a Dry January, what are some of the common roadblocks and how do you get over them to be successful?
Well, so it's like everything else in nutrition. Is it healthy? Well, it's healthy depending on what you compare it to. So like you said in your intro, if you're swapping it out with smoking cannabis or some other unhealthy habit, it depends. So there's, it's very convoluted alcohol research. What I would say is Dry January should be a real reset for yourself. I use it as a time to kind of get back into the gym and get my diet straight, right? Because we all overindulge during the holiday season. And alcohol is part of that healthier lifestyle. So I think Dry January should really just be like an overall health reset.
Yeah, well, I certainly don't think you're alone. And according to this recent survey, Gen Z was the largest group to participate, but also the largest group to say they'll return to their normal drinking habits afterwards. So what are the benefits, say, to skipping out on at least a month of drinking, doctor?
Right. Well, depending on what you drink, alcohol can contain a wide variety of calories, right? So you got, for instance, low calories in like a light beer or a dry wine. And then when you get to cocktails, you can really doctor those up to have hundreds of calories if you think about something like a margarita or something that's got a lot of sugar into it. So the main thing is calories, right? Which we know contribute to weight gain and obesity, which is related to chronic disease. So I would say the main thing with alcohol is it contributes to your calorie load. And then, of course, there's the risk of overconsumption, which we know is detrimental to health.
Certainly. So we have about a minute left, but I wanted to ask you this as well. According to several studies, women are at greater risk for some of the negative effects of alcohol. Why so, and what are they?
Well, so the National Academies of Science, Engineering, and Medicine actually just came out with a report on this because the data is so fragmented and scattered, and it's all observational data. So keep this in mind. We can't ascertain causality. But several observational studies have shown in particular that women who consume alcohol are at a higher risk of breast cancer. Now, again, these are observational studies, so lots of things can confound this research. And if there is an increased risk, it's probably just a subtle increased risk. It also depends on, your background. Do you have the BRCA1 and BRCA2 genes that predispose you to breast cancer? Did you have a familial history? So lots of things go into play when it comes to these different chronic disease states. We know that women that tend to have children and who have breastfed have a lower risk of breast cancer, but they might be like me as well, where they tend to have an extra glass of wine because they have a 7-year-old running around the house.
Yeah, no judgment there. Hey, Dr. Taylor Wallace, thank you so much for the breakdown. Great to see you.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.